Well, good morning,
Good morning,
family. How are
Good
you?
morning. Fine.
Wonderful. Woo! Welcome, South Carolina, to the call. How are you?
This is Mother Harriet Higgins from Forestville, Maryland.
Hey. Hi, Miss Higgins. How are you this morning?
I'm just blessed.
Yeah, Kev?
Keep it coming, fellas. Come in.
Yeah, I got his number for you and all that stuff.
Oh, you got his phone number? Okay.
Good morning, family. You're down to the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. This is Pastor Denise. The line is open. Go ahead.
Keisha.
New York.
New York is in the house. Hey, Azy, how are you, sir?
228.
Welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
That's it. Okay. All right, I call him when I get ready. All right, listen.
Welcome, family. This is the Team. This is your host, Pastor Denise McDowell. Please go right ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from? I think your name's, I know you're saying something, but it's being beeped out with that little beep that's happening. I'm trying to see if we can get that turned off. Well, this is a new day, family. Here we are. It's Friday, Freedom Point Friday. Why do we call Friday Freedom Point Friday? Because as you go and as you begin to share, your business is growing, and those points are growing. Amount of points, and you're back on freedom. The freedom to get up, sleep, go where you want to go, shop where you want to shop, help do what you want to do. That's where we're going here, family. So go right ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Don Joseph, Embryville, California.
Morning, Pastor Joseph. How are you, sir?
I am doing excellent.
Great things happen in California, Coach Joseph.
Yes.
And Williams, Chicago, Illinois.
Well, welcome, Chicago. Ooh, Windy City is in the house. How are you this morning, ma'am?
Doing good. I got a dynamite call yesterday I missed. I need to know how I can hear that recording.
Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm a little behind the times. I'm kind of old, but I'm catching up.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, I know you know how to access YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all the calls are actually Terry Whitener. Post them all on YouTube. I'm going to ask Terry Whitener, if you're on the call, can you kind of just give and how to access those calls? Are you there, Terry? Call on the speakerphone. We'll get that information. Okay, Terry?
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and do that.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
But Terry Whitener, when you get on the speaker line, just let me know when you're there. And Terry's going to give you all instructions how to access these calls that he posts every day on Facebook, but he also posts them every day, on YouTube. And these calls are phenomenal, and they're great over again. And we've had some powerful calls this week. Many people have called in and asked to get the call today, and also the call that we had on Wednesday. And so, Terry, are you there? So as soon as Terry gets on the speakerphone, we'll have him. But if you go to YouTube, one thing he did, there's two ways to access them. If you go to YouTube and type in Terry Whitener, his channel, his YouTube channel, you'll get access to all the calls. So it's Terry Whitener, Whitner, and then you'll see all the calls moving. He tries to have the person's name on the video.
This is not a valid menu option. This is not a valid menu. This is not a valid menu. This is not a valid menu option.
Yesterday. So as soon as Terry come on, he'll give the other .com. Well, family, it is Friday, and here we are again facing another wonderful, beautiful opportunity for you to go on the 31st of this month, and you will qualify for the Executive Founders Bonus of $1,000. You will also receive as you walk across the stage in Las Vegas, Nevada, in February as we celebrate our 1 year anniversary. The first year to celebrate 10 vitamin sprays. Woo! Just imagine where we're going to be come February. My goodness, that day in Las Vegas is going to be. I can, Terry. Terry, go ahead, give the information, sir. Go ahead and give the information how to access the calls that you record for us every day. Thank you, Terry.
On the YouTube channel, I think it's just Terry White. As a channel, you can just go in YouTube and search for Terry Whitener. They're also posted on healthsprays.com. Every day they're automatically. And that's about it.
Terry,
if you can't find them, yeah.
Terry, hold on, sir. Pastor Dell, if you're on the speakerphone, if you know how to cut that chime off, will you please turn that off, because every time it beeps, it drowns Terry out. If you know how to disconnect that or turn it off, would you do so, please? Terry, I'm sorry. Give that .com again, please.
oralhealthsprays.com. And then also anyone that can't find it or anything, just email me and I will link to it.
Okay. So that's oralhealthsprays.com. You said oralhealthsprays.com.
Correct.
Or you could email Terry. So Terry, give them your email address.
It's T.Whitener at MaryEdward.com. Just two letters.
So Whitener.
And then I can send you a direct link. But YouTube, just search for Terry Whitener and you'll find the channel.
And Whitener is W-H-I-T-N-E-R.
W-H-I-T-E-N-E-R.
Okay, W-H-I-T-E-N-E-R. So his email is twhitener@me.com. That's your email address?
Correct.
Okay. And he'll
so anybody having trouble finding anything, just email me and I will get a direct link and give you the link.
Great. Thank you, Terry, because they are looking for those calls that came through this week. There's such phenomenal stories. I'll be looking for them, too. Incredible
and
stories.
And the calls from last night will be up shortly.
Okay.
So those are being worked on right now. So.
Okay, well, we have another great story today that's going to be recorded. And so before we bring on our guest, I want to bring on my business partner, if you can qualify one-star. Pastor Bill Wafer, are you there, sir?
I'm absolutely here.
So I don't know how to turn that off.
No, I think Robert has to do that. I think Robert has to do that because we don't have instructions on our list of how to turn that thing off. But welcome, everybody. Here we are. We had Friday. We got through the week. We have some great testimonies all week. We are seeing new people in the back office, so people are joining the business. People are going to the 10-minute call, going to the repeat calls, and people are looking forward to getting people on the line. So we had a tremendous TTP last night. A number of people signed up last night and had a great turnout. So guys, you just got to keep on inviting, keep sharing, and look at your business. And we're going into the weekend now, so you're going to go into the weekend with a bang. You want to talk to as many people you can on the weekend, and you want to get them on a replay. Now, there is no live calls over the weekend, but they are recorded calls. The recorded 10-minute calls, you can give them over the weekend. And, we normally have a lot of people who use the recorded calls over the weekend. So use all the tools that we have to help you grow your business. And you know what? Just stay focused, stay excited. Remember what your goals are for February, and look forward to hitting those goals every day. doing something, income-producing activity towards your business. So we're excited about that. Great calls, Liz, this week, and I know we got a great call today.
We do have another great call today, and I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. So, family, we heard a little bit of her story last week, just a little bit. She was actually on the call with someone else just to support her. And she briefly mentioned some of her story. Excuse me, some of her story. I said, wait a minute, that sounds like a pretty powerful story that she kind of rushed through it. So we asked her to come back when she would have time to share more of how the vitamin sprays have helped her. So let's welcome to the call from Berkeley, California, Mr. Keisha Milford. Keisha, are you there?
I am here, and I'm so excited, and I'm very humbled to be here and share my testimonial with everybody. That's exactly how I became involved here, as somebody shared with me.
Well, we are looking forward to it, and I know that you have quite a bit to your story. And I don't want to hold back anymore and hearing the rest of your story. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and just let us know who you are and where you were health-wise before taking the vitamin sprays, and then what happened after you started taking the vitamin sprays and where you are now, okay?
Okay, thank you. When you said that, where I was, that got me right there. I wasn't in a good place before I started taking the sprays. And I've been through a lot, but there is a huge silver lining to all of this, and it's because God is so good. He's amazing. He's brought me a long way. Yesterday, I had a day like I've never had in recent years. It was phenomenal. I made a decision yesterday to do something that I didn't think I'd ever be able to do, which was I decided to go back into coaching. My background is in working with kids and coaching youth sports. And I've been offered many, many jobs to coach over the years, and I've had to turn them all down because I knew what my health situation was, and it wasn't good. So yesterday, I actually accepted a job offer to coach here at one of the local schools, and I didn't even realize what the magnitude of what I was doing at the time. And then I walked out of the office afterwards, and I go, oh my gosh, am I going to be coaching again? Really? It was all because I'll tell you a little bit about where I've come from. So I had a large tumor removed in 2012, and it took me years and years to find out what in the world was going on with my body. My health started to crash in 2008. 2008, I was working for the city of Albany here in California, and I was working for 3 different departments. I was working for the rec department, I was working for the teen center, I was working at the fire department, and one by one, I had to resign from each of those positions because I was like near blacking out because of what was going on in my body. I didn't even know I had a tumor then. And then I didn't know that I also had a blood disorder. And on top of that, I had asthma. I've had asthma since I was a child. And I was actually an athlete, and I would have these asthma attacks during the games. And it was just, God is so good. He never took me out. I'm supposed to, but there were many, many close calls. And that adds to the drama of what's been going on and how these sprays have helped. But yesterday, it all came into focus that my journey has been leading up to this. I went through a huge depression because after I had a basketball injury, I had a total knee reconstruction back in 1994. And I thought, it didn't even dawn on me that this would be a life-changing injury. It changed my life. I just bounced right back after surgery. I even got a basketball scholarship to the University of Southern Colorado, and I hadn't even totally healed from the surgery. I was still hobbling around. So long story short, that didn't work out because the injury was just so impactful that I couldn't perform like I wanted to perform. So I just decided to come on home. So I came home, I took a coaching position, I just started doing regular work, and it worked out until 2008. I had actually gone back to school 2008. And on my way to school, almost every single day, I had to pull over on the freeway because I couldn't breathe. And my legs were just being seized up by these cramps. I didn't know what was going on, but it was scary. And so I went to the ER one day, and they had actually released me. So I'm walking out of the door, and one of the nurses catches me, and she goes, "Wait a minute, come back here." And she looked at me, and she said, "You look green." So she went back in, and then she came out and got me, and she said, "Come on in here." And they put me in a hospital bed, and they gave me a handful of these huge horse pills, and it was potassium. She said, "Your potassium is dangerously low." And at this time, I had been having...
Just join the conference.
If anybody's ever had heart palpitations, it is a very scary thing. Especially if you don't have a history of any heart disease. It does not run in my family. I don't hear people talking about it, so I didn't know what was going on. I just knew it wasn't supposed to be happening. So I'd have the heart palpitations. What would happen actually is I could be sitting in a chair, not doing anything, and all of a sudden I feel this tingling in my feet, and it travels up my legs, and it's this huge white hot pain and heat that travels from my toes all the way up to the top of my head, and my scalp is tingling, and that's at the point where I'm ready to black out. Well, right before then, I would yell for my son, and oh, poor thing. He was about 12 at the time. He would call an ambulance, and this went on for months and months and months. And this was right before my surgery, and it still continued to happen after my surgery. And my doctor warned me. He said, "This might not take care of the problem, but at least you'll feel a little bit better." And I did. I actually did. But that problem didn't go away. Long story short, I'm driving one day, and this is recently. This was back in March this year. This was a month after the launch of Team Effort Network, this division. My minister's wife, we were going to her house, and we're about to hit the freeway, and she goes, "You know what? Greg told me about these sprays, and I just wanted," because we were talking about health, and she knew what I was going through, and she's been a mentor for me as far as health goes. And she said, "He told me about the sprays, but I just tossed them over in the corner somewhere." She said, "Until one day I was having heart palpitations because I have high blood pressure." And she said, "I went to get the D power spray, that D spray, and I sprayed it, and my heart palpitations immediately went away." But she said, "I didn't connect the dots right away. What I did was I went and laid down, and then I sat up, and I thought, it was that spray." And she said she ran and she jumped on him. He was laying in bed, and she jumped on him, and she said, "Oh my gosh, they work. And so she had my attention. She when she said that, first of all, when she said heart palpitation, she had my attention. But when she said that she sprayed that spray, they went away, I was engaged. And her husband, soon after, he told me about the business opportunity. And I came to a meeting that same week, and the information that I heard, I wasn't surprised. I was just so hungry for it because I had been through so much with my health, and my health got so bad that I sent my son to live with his dad because I couldn't bear him watching this happen to me. He was used to seeing me thrive, and I was doing a total opposite. He used to come and watch me play basketball with, other teammates. It was just he wasn't used to it, and it was scaring the daylights out of him, and it was breaking my heart, and that depressed me. So that all fueled the depression. But I tell you, once I got on that spray, that was the night I joined this company was April 17th. I'll never forget it. It was a life-changing moment. That was that first meeting I attended. There was no question about it. I didn't understand everything about the compensation plan, but I didn't care because all I was hearing was, this product is going to change your life. They didn't even say that, but that was my takeaway. And that night, they handed me a D-Power spray to try it. I went home. I started to use it that same night. 2.5 weeks later. Now, mind you, with the asthma, I was on all different kinds of medications, including the rescue inhaler and the prednisone pills. And for people with asthma, it's all about keeping it under control. Your life is consumed by keeping that asthma under control. And I know, Pastor Denise, you know all about that.
Yeah.
You have an incredible testimony. And so it was never in control. And I saw an asthma specialist every year, and we go over things. I had special sheets and pillowcases and blankets, you name it, I had it. And nothing could keep that asthma under control. But 2.5 weeks after being on that D-Power, and that was the only product that I was taking at the time, the intraoral spray, I noticed that I was not short of breath at all. And that was a total transformation from before. I'd be in worship service singing hymns, and I'd have to stop singing. I actually had an attack in worship. It was so embarrassing. I had to call the ambulance at worship, and I'm being wheeled out of there and that to the ER. That was just, I was through after that. I was like, what in the world? And it just got really, really bad. So, I mean, ER visits at least twice a month. You should see the ambulance bills. It's staggering. And but 2.5 weeks later, after being on that D-Power, it was amazing. It was life-changing. I wasn't short of breath. I didn't even connect the dots until 2.5 weeks later after I started taking it, but it could have actually happened sooner. I don't know. But that was a defining moment in this journey for me on the intraoral sprays. And then I started adding the other sprays. The very next one I added was B-Boost, and Don Joseph, bless his heart. One night after a meeting, it was kind of late. He handed me a B-Boost. It had a little bit in it, but I tell you, that little bit stretched for so long. That B-Boost is a 30-day supply, and it will last. But he goes, here, I want you to try this. And he had this smirk on his face, and it was kind of giggling. And I was like, what in the world? So I sprayed the D-Power. I think I sprayed it about 4 times that night. And I went in the house, and all of a sudden, I was already excited, but I wanted to put together a TTP, a 10 tasting party. And I texted at least 45 to 50 people that night. And I was up to like 1 o'clock and 1:15 in the morning, like texting people. And that's not me. I'm like an early bird. 9 o'clock comes around, I'm somewhere on somebody's couch trying to go to sleep. So for me, that B-Boost, it gave me such energy. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I think that's why he was like he was giggling. He knew I was going to be up. And so I did that. But I tell you what, I got some good sleep when I did go to sleep. That B-Boost is amazing. I added a Super 10 after that. I'm one of those people who suffers from allergies. Oh, my goodness. I'm scared to put things on my skin because I don't know how it's going to react. I'm allergic to latex. You name it, I'm allergic to it. But I tell you what, after being on that Super 10, and I'm not sure exactly what the time frame was, but I did not suffer from my allergies this allergy season. I mean, I just walked right through it. I live in Berkeley. There's tons of trees on my street and in the neighborhood, and everybody's nose run. And my routine was to get up, take my laptop over to Starbucks and do some work. I'm a web developer. And by the time I hit the doors at Starbucks, my nose is dripping. It's running like a faucet. Never happened this season because I was on that Super 10. Then I added the Slim by 10. And at first I was like, I'm not going to try that. I want to lose weight naturally. Now, mind you, I couldn't even exercise because it would land me in the ER. I'd get halfway up the block at one time when I was really sick, and I'd have to turn around and come home and lay down and rest. So that wasn't happening. And then the heart palpitations would kick in. But it didn't dawn on me the significance of that. But so the reason why I started the Slim by 10 was because I wanted to be able to talk about it as if I knew what I was talking about when people asked me about it. So I got on the Slim by 10, and I lost 2.5 dress sizes in 23 days. I know, right? It was so amazing. And it felt good because it's safe and it's a natural ingredient.
Just join the conference.
So that's pretty much my story. After that, I added the cell energy to, oh yeah, that's a huge one right there. With my health issues, the blood disorder especially, my immune system was very compromised. I had pancytopenia. My white blood cell counts were low. My platelets were low, and my red blood cell counts were low. So I pretty much almost had no immune system. I'd be in bed for week after week after week with just a cold. And
Pastor J.
Just join the conference.
Yeah, so I'd be in bed for weeks on end. It got to the point where after I resigned from my job, I had to teach myself web development because I knew I had to try to make money from the bed, literally. And so after being on that cell energy this year, I think I started the cell energy somewhere around the beginning of August. Now, normally my body starts breaking down sometime around the end of April. So by June, that's when the respiratory infections start. And then they go all the way up through November. And I'm pretty much in and out of the bed from June to November. This year, that has not happened since I've been on the sprays. Actually, I take that back. It did happen once. It happened once back, I'd say the end of August. But it wasn't like before. I could actually go lay down, get some rest, and spring back up. I was actually doing presentations while I was sick because I felt that great. The sprays just totally changed the nature of those illnesses. So life-changing, absolutely changed my life in so many different ways. My health does not make me now. And I said all of that to give you a picture of why yesterday was so meaningful for me and why that decision was so different, was such a monument right here in this point of time for me. I feel good enough to make a commitment to these kids to show up when I'm supposed to show up and be fully present when I'm there and give them my best. I feel like I can do that now. So that's my journey. So thank you so much for letting me share that.
My goodness, Keisha. Now, what type of coach are you? Is it a basketball coach or just any sport?
Basketball coaching, right. I coach girls and I coach boys. So, yeah, it's going to be amazing.
So here you were. So you were a basketball coach. And you took sick during that period? Is that what happened? You just had to your body?
I actually suspect I've been sick for a long time, even when I was playing basketball, because I could never quite make it through the practices without feeling run down and beat up. And I was young. Yeah. This was like high school. I knew something was going on.
Just join the conference.
To check it out. You know, back then I thought, I just have bad knees and whatever. The people in my family, they say, you have bad knees. But I actually had arthritis. I forgot to mention that. I have arthritis in both knees, and the state said, yep, you're disabled. And I tell you what, that Super 10 is amazing. It knocked those toxins out, the inflammation, and I don't...
Anonymous, just join the conference.
And it's absolutely amazing. But as a basketball coach, even then, I was sick. There was a point in time where I had a job coordinating sports programming for an elementary school here in the Bay Area, and I didn't know how my day was going to go because I was always sick. I was always taking leave from the job because I was sick. And the kids were like asking the principal, "Where's Coach Keisha? Where's Coach Keisha?" And I just felt so bad. And that's my thing. I want to be present. I want to be fully present. I want to be able to make a commitment because the kids, they crave the structure. They won't admit it, but they need the structure. And so I just decided that, okay, I need to walk away from this because I can't give my all. And it was because
how long ago was it? How long ago was it when you stopped coaching basketball?
I completely stopped coaching basketball, I would say in 2006. It was 2006, wow. And I had actually had a second knee injury. It was just a freak accident because my joints are just, But
wow.
That 2006 exactly, and then I actually went back to school in 2007 to finish my major kinesiology, and that included like some sports training and teaching classes. sports classes, and I had to stop that in 2008. After 2008, I couldn't do it anymore. 2009, that was when I started resigning from those positions with the city, and then my very last position with the city was at the fire department. And gosh, that was really rough. I love that job. 2010, that was my last day, was October 2nd, 2010. And every now and then I go back and check in with the guys. That was like, yeah, I actually had an emergency while I was at work, and one of the paramedics, who's my coworker, had to come and respond to me. And I was just so embarrassed. I was like, okay, that's it. And that week I resigned. It was
wow. So, Keisha, so we can hear from your story that you were very physically fit. You coached basketball, and then 8 years ago you had to stop because your health took a turn. And I'm walking with you through this because I'm thinking about, we went through some of the same things. You had asthma and the heart palpitations. I don't know anybody know what that feels like, but briefly, just describe those heart palpitations.
It's absolutely scary. It's like you've drank too much coffee and there's no stopping it. With the heart palpitations, they would start, and I'm one of those people, I can put myself in a place and I can focus on something and I can completely calm down. Those heart palpitations, they challenged my ability to do that. And that scared me. So that fueled the palpitations because I wasn't used to it, and just kept going on and on and on. And then after the heart palpitations, here comes that blackout. It's that tingling that starts in my toes, and that white hot heat travels up my legs, up to the top of my scalp, and next thing you know, I'm going out. It is scary. Yeah. It's scary. Yeah.
Wow, what a story. Now here we go, Charlie. Again, another wonderful, phenomenal, life-changing story, because this is life-changing. Keisha was coaching basketball, stopped coaching 8 years ago because of a blood disorder, because of asthma, because of her knee problems and high heart palpitation, high blood pressure, allergies, and low blood count, all of these conditions that she was dealing with. And you said, Keisha, that normally from June to November, were you under attack during that period? You were like in and out of hospital each year between June and November?
Oh, yeah, like clockwork for the last few years, just in and out of the ER. It got to the point where they actually knew me. That was so embarrassing. It would get to the point where I was like deciding whether or not to call. And here I am with an emergency. I could literally die. And I'm thinking, gosh, I don't want to bother them. This is going on too much. It was ridiculous. Wow.
And so now, again, we hear it just after a few weeks taking vitamin D, because vitamin D is the one I started with. Vitamin D was like the one I think we...
Anonymous just joined the conference.
After a couple weeks of taking the vitamin sprays, you've noticed a huge difference, and these conditions that you were dealing with now pretty much have subsided. And this is incredible. This is what we're saying. It started with the vitamin D. You went up to the B boost, took the Super 10, made yourself take the Slim by 10, and then so you have a spray for all of them. And this is incredible, from where you were to where you are now. So how are you feeling now, Keisha?
I feel great now. I feel like yesterday was the first time that I felt like my regular self, and that was huge. That was huge for me.
Yeah.
I haven't felt like me in years. I'm sorry. I don't cry. I'm sorry. It's just I want to be myself again, and I feel like Mel and Amy Gill, they've created something that have allowed me to grab onto that. All glory to God. It's just amazing.
My God, let's bring in Pastor Dale. Come on, Pastor Dale. Tell us what girls before we start crying. Come on, Pastor Dale. Are you there?
Well, I tell you, that's a tremendous story. Back to back with a story yesterday and then a story here today. Just a tremendous, stories about people's lives being changed and the conditions that people find themselves in, and unfortunately, medicine is not able to really help them. It just gives them, temporary relief, but it doesn't give them an ability to go back to their lives. So to see our race doing that in this situation is just tremendous, tremendous. Once again, story well told and documented about what the product does and how the product works on real people, real stories. Guys, these are not paid actresses and actors that are telling you these stories. These are real people who have real journeys and have difficulty in their bodies because of whatever condition they're dealing with. But again, our 10 sprays to the rescue to help get back your health, get back your life, and get you started again. Thank you so much for coming on the call and just blessing us with this. This is great information.
We heard yesterday, the lady that shared yesterday, she too said that she finally got good sleep. Finally got good sleep. And Keisha, I hear you saying the same thing, that you finally got good sleep. And people may take that very lightly, but getting good sleep, it makes a difference in your health. It makes a huge difference in your health. And then you said you were down 2 dress sizes. My goodness, Keisha, I'm happy for you, and I know exactly what you mean when you said you finally feel like your old self again. You know, when you've been sick for so long and you're struggling and you're trying to get up each day and you're trying to paint a smile on your face, for everybody else, and behind that smile there's so much pain and there's so much going on. But now that smile is for real. You're smiling because you're really feeling good now. And people see that. Your story is incredible, and I hope that you're telling it every day. Well, Keisha, dear, if you're finished, we're going to go out to Atlanta, Georgia, to Kevin Vaughn, 1-star, to bring us our quote for today. Kevin Vaughn, are you there, sir?
Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale, and everyone, I tell you, I don't know what to say. We got to get those 10 tissues for our wonderful business here. Everybody's just crying and getting excited.
I know.
We're going to have to come out with some 10 tissues for marketing purposes for sure. We're going to need it. I tell you. Wow. Yeah. Incredible, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale. I tell you, that's what it's all about. I tell you, that's why I'm in the business, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale, is because of the people. I mean, it's all about the people. We thank God for Mel and Amy, of course, and you and Pastor Dale. But the people's lives are changing, man. You can't get any better than that. That's what God really wants for all of us. God just wants our life to improve, to be at its peak, to be at its best. As you know, he said that one of the best quotes, he said he came that we have life, that we have it more abundantly. And that's what we're working on here. Powerful. That's a quote from God, ladies and gentlemen. That's a quote from God, and you got to take it up with him on that one, because that's one of the best quotes in the planet. So I'm just excited about everyone, Pastor Denise. What a great week. I tell you, I know we had some tear-jerkers. Yesterday was a tear-jerker, man. All week was a tear-jerker, really, because of people's lives changing. We're just so excited down here in Atlanta, and we're getting ready to do another health fair down here tomorrow, and we're going to have some more tear-jerkers, some more changed lives, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely continue to share. As Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale have been telling us all week. Continue to share, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to talk up your testimony. Continue to let people know what's going on with our wonderful company, 10. Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, please invite people to your home that you know. Invite people to the TTPs that are all around the country, ladies and gentlemen. And also, too, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale, just for those who are brand new, I always like to give out these wonderful websites. That's winwith10.com. That's winwith10, TEN.com. That's our video overview for those who are brand new that are just getting started and want to share this wonderful business. That's winwith10, TEN.com. That's our video overview. And then, of course, for our calendar of events, ladies and gentlemen, for the TTPs all around the country, so you can tie your people into these wonderful local events, that's winwith10, TEN.com/calendar. So you can get that information. Once again, that's winwith10.com/calendar. That'll give you the corporate released and approved TTPs, even though there's some more going on as well around the country. Those are the ones that are posted that you can send your people to for presentation and training. Also, to our corporate website, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give that for the new people mainly. Make sure you have that because it's so powerful. It has all the information about the sprays and, of course, how to join our wonderful business and information about the company. That's teameffortnetwork.biz, B-I-Z. That's teameffortnetwork.biz, ladies and gentlemen. Very important to share those websites out so you can get the information out to those and get those folks signed up for your business and get them on the sprays. I love it. Well, Pastor Denise, I'm so excited. Are you ready for some awesome quotes today? Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Amen.
I'm ready.
Well, thank you so much. Well, the theme for today, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale, and everyone, and for the weekend is be different and be you. I'm going to say that again. Be different and be you. Because our company is doing some great things by bringing people closer together, and also we're helping people's health as well. We're so excited about that. But our first quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy these quotes real quickly, is dare to be different today. Allow you to become extraordinary tomorrow. Dare to be different today, ladies and gentlemen, and tomorrow you'll be extraordinary tomorrow. I love it. I'm so excited about that. Hey, Dr. Sue says, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale says, why fit in when you were born to stand out? Woo-hoo! I know Pastor Denise loves that one, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good one there, right? Do not fit in, ladies and gentlemen. We are a 10 family. We were born to be different, and we want you to stand out today. Hey, another awesome quote comes in from Vincent Overview. He says, all progress occurs because people dare to be different. That's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. We are making progress all across the planet in 10, and that's because we dare to be different, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be afraid. Do not keep your testimony away from people. Just tell it. Just keep telling it. One of the things I love about our TTPs, it stands for Tell the People. That's what one of the TTPs stand for, ladies and gentlemen, is Tell the People. And of course, we share our business over and over again. And when we do that, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, our 10 tasting party is the other reason for our TTPs. But I love to tell the people, ladies and gentlemen, just tell the people and show your wonderful business and testimony all the time. Here, our last quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm excited about comes from Norman Vincent Peale, pastors. It says, change yourself and your work will seem different. No doubt about that, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing that every single day. When we change ourselves, do what we're doing today, ladies and gentlemen, the work will seem different and the world will change. Back to you, Pastor Denise. I'm excited. Let's keep going. Let's make this a great weekend. Let's go out and meet 10 to 20 people today, ladies and gentlemen, for your business. Keep it rolling. Back to you, Pastor.
Love it, Kevin Watson. I love it. Why would it blend in when you were born to stand out? I love that. Well, Keisha, we're getting ready to bring the call to a close, but I want you to, Keisha, if there's anyone on the call today, and what would you tell someone that they know that they have a loved one or family, a member or a friend that they know is suffering something? How would you encourage them to share these sprays with that person?
Well, what I would say is that we all have somebody that we know who's suffering from something. And for me, my experience has been that I can't shut up about these products. I'm an introvert, and I don't talk to people all that much, like random people. And every single day, I've been sharing with strangers. The most random conversations always lead, although it's like all roads lead back to the sprays, a conversation about the sprays, because they're so powerful. They've been so instrumental in my life since April. I can't not share the good news about these sprays. And I know that sounds cheesy as all get out, but that's exactly what it's been like for me. I can't shut up. I'm talking to everybody. Now I'm a talker. And my family members look at me like I'm crazy because they know I don't talk. And it's just been amazing. If I'm talking to strangers, I have to share this with people I love, people who are close to me. I can't not share it. You have to say something. You know, we fear rejection, but you know what? They're not rejecting you. They probably don't think they're ready for it. But you know what? One day they will be. So you just have to share anyway. Just share. Talk to people.
That's good. Perfect advice. You got to share, family. And you have a testimony yourself. So I always say, share your story. Share your testimony. And if you don't have a testimony, then share this one. Because this is a very good story. We've heard some phenomenal stories this week. I'm trying to keep myself together because they're very touching. It's just good to hear people who was once suffering so much, but for so long is what we're talking. We're talking about people who've just been suffering for years, not even know if it was ever going to get any better. And now, within just a couple of weeks of taking the vitamin sprays, their whole life has turned around. They're feeling good. They're feeling better. And they're wanting to live life. And they're out there on a mission to share their story to make sure other people will have that same opportunity. Kevin, you said something that God quoted. God also quoted that I wish above all things that you will prosper and that you will be in health, even as your soul prospers. So it's his desire that we be in good health. And if we have something that can help that, then who are we to keep it from anyone? We have to share what we're doing. We have to share. Keisha, thank you so much. And Terry Whitener, thank you for being the one to record these phenomenal calls that we can spread this good news around the world. Pastor Deb, do you have anything to say before we go into the weekend?
Going into the weekend strong, guys, and just remember these calls this week, how powerful they've been. And let's keep our eyes alert and our ears tuned in to people's conversations and what people are struggling with, because we have an answer to so many people's problems, whether it's a deficiency in their pocketbook or a deficiency in their health. But we have to be tuned in to hear so that we can give them the information that they need. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Thank you, Sally. Don't forget the 12 o'clock 10-minute opportunity call. It's going to start in about another 15 minutes. Make sure you get on there and have someone to come and listen to that so they can be a part of your business. The Spanish call will start at 9:10 this morning, 9:10 Pacific, 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. So join that right here at the same number and be back with us Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keisha, thank you so much for your story. And God bless you that you're doing so much better. We are so happy for you. Melanie and Miguel, wherever you are, whether you're in Dubai or the Philippines or wherever you are today, Melanie and Miguel, we love you. And we thank you for sharing this with us. You could have kept it to yourself, but you shared it with the world. And because so many lives are truly being changed one story at a time. Love your family. Go out there and make a difference. Make it happen this weekend. Love you. And you are loved and appreciated. Have a blessed day on purpose. Mwah.